Facebook Live unatupata, na kama pia wewe ungetaka kusikiza kupitia redio unatupata through dioradio.or.ke. Na siko peke yangu ndani ya studio jamani wapenzi, tuko na mgeni ambaye ni mgeni ambaye watu wengi wanamjua na anafanya vitu vingi sana katika jamii. She's a very very powerful woman, and on my show I always say I bring on the powerful people in the community to talk to us about whatever they do and just to let us know na pia sisi kuwaelewa tu vizuri, kwa sababu saa zingine sisi kama wanajamii tunaweka viongozi mahali ama viongozi wako mahali lakini hatujui wanafanya kazi gani, and so we end up judging them wrongly because we do not understand what they do. So bringing them here is just to make sure that we understand what they are doing and they give us their perspective, where they're sitting, how are things going on, how are things moving na vitu kama hivyo. Karibu sana mgeni wetu. Karibu sana, na ningetaka tu kwa ufupi you tell us your name and what you do. And pia kwenye posta yetu kuna the word CECM ambayo iko pale, na watu wengi wangetaka kujua maana yake kwanza ni nini, kwa sababu tunaona tu hiyo nyingine water nini zimefuatana, lakini kuna hiyo ya kwanza, labda kama kuna mtu angetaka kujua inamaanisha nini kutoka kwa mdomo wako. Sitaki kuongeza chumvi ama kupunguza, tuelezee tu jina lako, inamaanisha nini, what is the meaning of your title and what do you do.
Asante sana Linda kwa kunialika leo katika studio. Kwa majina naitwa Emilly Achieng Okelo, waziri wa maji, mali asili, mabadiliko ya tabia nchi na mipango ya umma. Kwa kizungu wanasema water, public works, natural resources and climate change resilience. Sasa ile CECM ni County Executive Committee member. Katika ile structure ya serikali, governor ako na baraza lake la mawaziri kwa kizungu, kwa sababu tusitumie minister na wale wa national government wanatumia the cabinet secretary. So here our county wanaitwa County Executive Committee members.
Oh, okay. Sasa tumesikia, sije tukashangaa vitu gani hivi jamani, hiyo jina ni jina gani, lakini tumesikia kutoka kwa mdomo wake inamaanisha nini na pia anafanya nini. Na tumeona tu kwamba wewe unashughulika na mambo ya maji hivi, si ndio? Na pia inagusia kidogo katika blue economy, lakini singetaka tuende pale sana kwa sababu ni kitu ambayo imeongelewa sana na watu wengi. Just to start off the conversation, I also want to ask you who is you to tell us who is the most affected by the current state of water, maybe sanitation and climate change in our region. Who are the most affected people when you talk about water, sanitation and climate change?
Kwanza, the first thing is always to understand that Mombasa is a water scarce county. Ambapo inamaanisha kuwa sisi maji yetu tunapata kutoka kaunti ya Kilifi, kaunti ya Kwale na kaunti ya Taita Taveta. Na iwapo kuna tashwishi ama kuna jambo kidogo tu ambalo limefanyika katika hizo counties, ina affect pakubwa supply yetu. On Wednesday, siku ya Eid, watu walikosa maji Mombasa on Wednesday and Thursday,
really?
And part of Tuesday in the afternoon. Kwa sababu Baricho ambayo ina supply Mombasa na Kilifi ilikuwa maji imekatwa. And it's not really on our side, ni what our partners had not been able to do. We thank God, jana tumefanya kikao na PS wa maji na PS wa energy na governor wetu, na tukakubaliana ile arrangement ya kulipa na maji meregeshwa, na nadhani kuanzia leo tunajaza reservoir yetu ya Ngu 3 na maji itaanza kutoka. So you see, such issues are not on us, lakini they really affect.
Yes.
The current supply can only cover like 40%. And that is why tunafanya rationing. Unapata labda Kisauni watapata Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Island wapate siku zao 4. Then watu wa Changamwe wana pia rationing days zao na Likoni. So first, people need to understand we ration because ile maji ambayo tunapokea ni kidogo. Therefore, when tukihimiza wananchi kuwa watumie maji vizuri, wakijenga nyumba waweke masuala ya water harvesting, watu wafanye storage, ni kwa sababu we are concerned na ile supply.
Okay.
And that is why saizi ukiangalia tumerejelea yale mazungumzo ya kufanya desalination plant. Yalikuwa awali katika serikali ambayo iliyopita, lakini hayakufaulu. Okay. But sasa looking at the trajectory, looking at the population of Mombasa and Vision 2035, we think it is going to be important to add a bulk supply source.
Okay.
Na kabla Mwache ambayo pia ni mradi ulikuwa unanuia kuongeza maji Mombasa haujafikia, which is the other source that we can do. And for us as a cabinet, we've discussed, tukaona tukifanya desalination tutaongeza volumes katika ile supply yetu. So we're doing expression of interest through MOASCO, which is the county arm ya kusupply maji. And we're also hoping national government itaharakisha mradi wa Mwache ili pia tuongeze supply.
Okay. So from whatever you're saying is that everybody is affected by, by the current state of water. Kama hakuna maji, kila mtu anakuwa affected, because we most of us believe that kuna some specific people tu ndio watakuwa affected, sisi hatutakuwa affected, maybe kwa sababu tunaishi area fulani, wengine tunaishi area fulani kuna maji, labda mimi naishi Nyali sitakosa maji. But whatever I'm getting from you is that everybody is affected, especially here in Mombasa. And I don't know, just to clarify, is that whatever the water that you're talking about, is it the salty water, the fresh water, ama it's just water in general? Because kwa Mombasa najua tuko na maji mara mbili.
Maji ambayo ninazungumzia ni maji fresh ambayo is being supplied through Mombasa Water. Everyone is affected because even on the rationing days, sometimes there's low pressure, sometimes kumepasuka mahali, you're not able to get sufficient water on the water days. The accepted standard is at least 16 hours per day.
Okay.
Lakini hata sisi on our best day when we have good volumes, you might just get 5 hours. So it means we need to invest in storage.
Okay.
And then there are other people who are badly off, because we have wet areas and dry areas. Mahali amba network yetu hakuna. So ukiangalia kama Bangladesh huko, still there's no line. So wao completely they will not have any rationing days.
Okay.
But currently through the World Bank project, we are doing a major infrastructure ya maji, piping, especially those areas, Bangladesh. There's one line that is cutting across kuanzia lights paka Bamburi mwisho. There's another one in Likoni paka Shikadabu, and then another line ya kuenda paka Mtongwe mwisho. So once we finish this project, and we hope by next year August we would be able to finish. At least pia wao wataingia kwa hizi rationing days. Not every day, but they will be able to get something. Yes.
Oh, that is very nice. And just to also get to understand, especially for those people who are listening, to make us understand who are the key stakeholders working together to address these issues, just to clearly mention them so that tujue people that are working together, because sometimes we get to understand the different people who are doing that, instead of us understanding the main people who are working together to address that. You as the lead team, kindly let us know who do you work together with to make sure that hatukosi maji. Na pia kama kuna shortage, basi kuna vingi tunaweza ingia katikati na tukasaidia watu kupata maji.
So water is a devolved function, but there are aspects of it that are still with the national government.
Okay.
Especially counties, like the coastal counties that share water sources. And then bulk supply is done by national government through coast water. Okay. So coast water wana manage zile sources kama Mzima, Tiwi, Boreholes, Baricho, because ni inter-county.
Okay.
Then wao ndio wanatuuzia maji. And then sisi now ile within the county distribution is done by the county through a company called MOASCO.
Okay.
And then there are regulators like WASREB that looks at how the company is operating. There is also Water Resource Authority that gives license for abstraction, kwa sababu wao wanaangalia watu wasideplete zile chemichemi za maji.
Okay.
Ndio watu ambao maybe you're in downstream and upstream watu wasitumie maji sisi tukakosa. So there are a lot of players in the water sector, and it is one of the sector that legislations have been changing rapidly. Every now and then there are amendments here, amendments there that affect cross-cutting.
Okay.
So currently, when there is a bust, like it happened last 2 weeks, Oko Savo, it is cost water to handle, because that infrastructure, kwanzia maji itoke mzima mpaka ikuje kwa reservoir Mazeras, hiyo yote ni yao. Then ikifika kwa reservoir yetu where we are charged, then sisi we pick it up to distribute to the citizens. So most of the time you find, because every institution works different, inaweza kuwa kuna shortage ama kuna bust imefanyika huko, they are not able to respond in good time.
Yes.
So sisi we cannot come in and respond because that's their part.
Okay.
We can only wazungumzia ili waharakishe ile speed ya kurespond. When there is a bust, they need to shut water from the source, ndio ili maji simwagike mingi. It can take a week or 2 haijarekebishwa. Kitambo ikirekebishwa, sisi on our end we've missed supply.
Okay.
Then there's Kenya Power, because all those pump water using the grid.
Yeah.
Aya, stima imekatwa, stima imepotea, stima nini.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
So when you come within the county, there are people who are complementing the supply. Like wale wanafanya water vending through Bowsers. Siku hizi kuna purifier, watu wana purify maji wanauza kama maji fresh. There are those companies that bottle water for selling. They are also a stakeholder in this conversation because they complement what the county cannot do. As much as there are private investors, as a department, we are charged with looking at the quality of the water that they sell to the citizens. So we are currently, for the past 1 month, we've been registering them. I hope wasikilizaji wote ambao wanasikiza ambao hawakuwa wamepata hiyo habari, is registration that is ongoing in Mowasco for every person who is selling water, whether you're selling it at a kiosk, mkokoteni, una purify, unaweka kwa chupa, una refill, any person, because we need to be able to ascertain maji ambao unapeana kwa customers. Some of our staffs will come to where you sell, we'll take samples, we'll take to our lab, we will confirm that maji iko sawa, so that even if we are not, it's not from our line, because ours is checked regularly.
Okay.
We can be able to say so and so is selling water, the water is okay, the pricing is okay, because even pricing is regulated.
Yeah, true.
And then there are squeezy, we've done boreholes because supply hakuna, so at least maji mengine mingi utatumia ya chumvi, alafu ya fresh itakuwa ni ya kunywa na kupika labda. So initially the law required someone to get a permit from WRA because you are abstracting water, and that is their area. So you get a permit for borehole from WRA before you do your borehole. But most citizens, because we have boreholes almost in every house,
Yes.
they did not get the opportunity to visit WRA. WRA has a few staff, so we agreed during the transfer of functions from national government to county government that county government will pick up the function of licensing or registering boreholes, because it is also in line with our urban planning function. So we are also, that's why we are also registering any person who's doing a borehole. We'll give you a form, you fill, We will also have our person come and see, because as a county we also want to avoid disasters. Some time ago you saw in Junda watu walikuwa wanachimba kisima, mchanga uko loose, then we lost some people there. So we just don't want anyone kuchimba everywhere.
Yes.
Because that is also an issue for us. It's a health concern where you uko na kisima hapa, uko na shimo ya choo hapa, and then there's contamination down there.
Very true.
There comes kuna mkurupuko wa maradhi, and then county has to respond. So that's why we are very keen also on boreholes. But the ultimate goal for the county is to ensure that every household is connected to this network ya Maji Fresh, and has a smart meter that will ensure we bill you for what you use, not bill you on estimates. So far there's been that complaint of billing on estimates. It's because the kind of meters that we have, kwanza labda they are old and they are not in this new technology format where it's set in a way we can just bill exactly, and we don't need to have someone kuja kwa nyumba yako. Once tumekuwekea from the office, we can know this month this is what you have consumed.
And just to also clarify, ama to let wasikilizaji wajue, when you talk about registration, is there any requirement that they need to have for them to register?
So there are several permits that depending on the business that you're doing. But for borehole, you just go, useme mimi nyumba yangu iko Mtopanga, these are the coordinates, nataka kuchimba kisima, nyumba ni ya wapangaji wangapi, this is the kind na chimba manual, ama nimeweka machine nini, and then we'll have a person that comes to check kama your area is okay for kisima. You're not, there's no line yetu hapo that you're going to interfere with, hivyo. But if you unauza na matanki, then you will come and see kama tayari na uko na those big boreholes ambayo you're abstracting maji mingi. Did you get a permit from WRA, ama you were just operating for how long? How many days do you check your water? Unaenda so there, ukifika hapo, there's a staff who's dedicated to people who are coming to register. So they get to give you all this information, so you also see kama you have been complying, ama umekuwa ukifanya biashara bila kuangalia
sheria pia. Just and also I think we have spoken about water, and whatever you are doing is more than just water. Also just to take wasikilizaji through what is sanitation first of all, and what is climate change, and how are they affected by that, because someone will be asking, mimi na climate change ni wapi na wapi? You see, because sometimes ignorance, and so atajiuliza, mimi na climate change inanihusu nini? Huyo ni Mungu anafanya mambo yake, mimi niko hapa nafanya mambo yangu. Just to educate them that how climate change will affect them, and also what is sanitation, and what is the importance of knowing all these things.
Asante. Ukiangalia department ambayo it's a change in weather for quite some time, for over years, ambao sasa imebadilisha ile mpangilio wa kawaida ambao watu walikuwa wanajua mvua inaanza wakati huu, mvua inaisha wakati huu, joto ni hili. Sasa hizi mvua iko wakati wote.
Kwa sababu mimi nakumbuka nikiwa high school kuna ile is it mwezi wa 3 ama ilikuwa ni mwezi wangapi, mvua inaanza kunyesha, you go to school, mvua inanyesha. Sasa hii hata shule zishafungwa, mvua haijanyesha bado.
So saizi huwezi sema ati long rainy na short raining season. Rain comes anytime, excess heat is there. Unaona mvua kidogo, flash floods kumejaa, kuna landslides, nyumba zimeanguka. So magonjwa pia yamekuja mengi kutokana na hii joto nyingi na mvua. So these changes, hakuna mtu ambaye hakui affected. Everyone is affected, and we know kuwa there's a lot that we need to do kubadilisha hiyo climate change ama kupunguza ile athari. Watu wengi wamezungumzia kupanda miti, which is one of the most proposed way, because miti inanyonya ile hewa chafu kwa kiwango kikubwa. Lakini ukiangalia sisi as a city, we have a very small area that we can do afforestation, mostly around our mangrove forest, na maybe the untapped areas, Likoni, Mwakirunge, where we can create a county forests. Tuseme tu tumeweka eka kadhaa ya kupanda miti, ama ile ambayo tunaita urban forestry. Kwa nje ya nyumba yako unaweka miti kadhaa, ukiwa una balcony ambayo ina nafasi unaweka miti, hata kama ni ile ya mboga mboga, kama ni rooftop. That is what that we can do. Lakini kupitia tafiti ambayo ilifanywa na county, tuko na sekta zile ambazo tumezipatia priority, ambazo ndio zina emit carbon nyingi. Carbon ni hiyo hewa kaa ambayo sasa ndio inaharibu the ozone layer, so that if it is heat, we have excess heat, ama ina interfere na weather ya kawaida. So we have transport, ambayo ndio biggest emitter. Ukiangalia magari yamezidi. So we are working on the transport sector to ensure kuwa it reduces its carbon footprint. Kwanza, we are proposing the cycling lanes, pedestrian walkway, ambazo ili tupunguze watu kutumia magari. Especially on short distances. Kama mtu anaweza kucycle, then you avoid gari ucycle. Kama ni distance ya kutembea, you avoid, because utakuwa umesave ile carbon ambayo ingechomwa kukupeleka wewe pale mahali. So already we have a partner ambaye is helping the county kufanya cycling lane katika Fidel Odinga Road. Itaanza pale Naivas ya Kennel. Ikija nayo hiyo barabara mpaka Kengeleni. And then the county is picking it from hiyo barabara ya bridge mpaka town, ili ikue complete. We unaweza kutoka upande huu wa north na ukaenda town kama you are someone who is cycling. Then town kutakuwa na stations za kuweka bike, and some good security, ndio ili usiache hapo ukuje weekend. But also, if you've seen, there was some increase in parking, and the parking zone iliongezeka, bracket iliongezeka. Not just within the island. Watu wengine sasa wanasema niko Mikindani nimechajiwa parking, niko Lights nimechajiwa parking. We increased your parking zone. Because hata ukiangalia kwa breakdown ya magari ambayo yako katika ile carbon emission, mingi ni personal cars. So our aim is to make public transport work, ili you are comfortable kusema gari yako utaacha nyumbani na uingie matatu hapa na uende town, ama uingie basi uende town na urudi comfortable. Bila kusema public transport iko na bugdha nyingi, you prefer your own personal car. We want to reduce magari ambayo yanakuja town. And then hopefully there's a feasibility study that should be commissioned soon for water transport. Pia, because mji umekuwa mdogo, if people can take advantage, boti kutoka Mwakirunge kwenda Jomvu, those areas that can accommodate water transport. The second biggest issue ni takataka.
Especially in Mombasa.
Yes, in Mombasa, we are making a step ahead, and people are trying to get us 2 steps back. Because people have not understood kuwa issue ya whether solid or liquid waste is not something ya serikali peke yake. It is something that every person has to be conscious about, has to make an effort to change. Ikija tu hivi tayari kuna mahali hapa mbele ya shule. Mbele ya shule kumewekwa jaa. You see, even before the Department of Environment, kuna wakazi wenyewe, how do you allow jaa mbele ya shule?
But also on that point, I need to also, I think the county government has a role to play on that, kwa sababu I think they are the reason as to why, and most of the local wana complain about hiyo, kwa sababu county walikuwa wanapita na magari. And I also need you to tell us why they are not doing this nowadays, because the normal thing is that they used to, there are people who will sweep hapo karibu na barabara, and then kuna zile magari zinakuja and then they take the takataka. So they used to tell the people, kindly put them at one place, so that place was easier for your gari to pick it. And now they're not coming again, and so we're just hoping that they'll come and pick it, because that's where they told us to put, you see. And so I don't know if you can address that, what could be the reason as to, kwa sababu mimi pia personally, where I say kuna mara nyingi tumeongea na kiateka, namwambia please leta mtu afagia hapo, kwa sababu county walikuwa because we live just at the road, walikuwa wamezoea kuja kufagia, and it's like 3 months we are not seeing them doing that. And so kindly also educate us, ndio tujue kama is it something that we need to do as wananchi, ama it is something that the county needs to do, and if they're not doing, what is the reason as to why?
I am certain that county did not say watu waweke takataka mbele ya shule. But then again, there are also some changes within the Department of Environment in terms of solid waste management collection. The model they want to take is to have organized groups per every ward. There's a way we have a village, there's a way we have demarcated villages, so that we know whether if it's Dayo that is collecting Mtopanga, which are the days that gari nafai kuja kuchukue, and then where are we going to have this pickup station. We also want to have what they call material recovery facility at sub-county level. That is why umeona hii campaign ya sorting at source imeanza. Ili it is easier kusema papers, plastics, peleka huku, hizi tukichukua tutapeleka huku. Pia itakuwa another layer ya ajira ambayo imecreatiwa at sub-county level. But the law is very clear, the Solid Waste Management Act ambayo ilipitishwa, households will be charged by county. Then county will pay hizi groups ambazo zina collect at village level. The material recovery facility will be run by some groups, and then we will be picking from there tukipeleka Mwakirunge. You can attest kuwa they have tried ku deal na zile major illegal dumping sites that were there initially when this government came in. But I think watu kiwaondoa huku wanapata ujanja kwengine, especially when enforcement is not strict. But you can't enforce everything yani from where you sit. But government iko na mikono mingi. So once this structure ya village level imewekwa in place, and we are also going to have village council. We are now devolving from ward administrators to village administrators. So and the arm of village administrators, which is serikali mashinani or governance, is tied to the environment one because it's one docket. So we're hoping that coordination is going to be increased in terms of days za kupick, which group is collecting where, how are they doing that service, because you can get a group na wananchi wasema tutaki huyo aje achukue kwetu. Tunamjua. So there's training that is ongoing at the department for the identified groups, and there's a lot of conversation with partners because the material recovery facilities would need some investment to come in, and maybe county would not have it immediately, but this is something that we want it to start like yesterday. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification, and just hope that the training imalizike haraka so that at least we can see, because I can attest that before, I think 2 months before, this area was very clean. If you could have come like 3 months ago, it was very clean because they used to, and people knew, because there were those youth who came to clean. They find you throwing something, they will beat you. And so people were used to that, because now everybody is looking not to throw something down, and then they just disappeared one faithful week. It became a month, and now we don't know what's it's going on, but tumeshukuru kwamba umetuelezea, and right now we are hopeful that things will go back to normal. Some of the initiative or projects that are currently in place to improve water access, sanitation, and addressing the climate change in our region. What are some of the projects that you can mention, like 1 or 2, 3? Ndio sisi kama wananchi tukae tukijua kwamba kuna project fulani na fulani, kwa sababu there was another ile siku ya planting trees worldwide. I saw young people wakijitokeza kwenda kupanda miti kule Mtwapa, and Dio Radio was one of the people who went there to witness and make sure that it is something that is being done on the ground. Just also to let us know kama wananchi kwamba kuna hii project na hii project ambayo tunafanya kama county ama kama government ambayo najua itafaidi wananchi, na tukiona sisi kama wananchi inaendelea kufanya, we need to support and give the government a humble time to do that.
Thank you. Turudi tu nyuma kidogo, we had asked on issue of sanitation. The sanitation ni generally usafi wa mji, and this is domiciled in my department. It is also in public health. It is in different arms. It is in environment, kwa sababu ukiweka mazingira safi unaongeza katika component ya sanitation. But we are having a big problem with investors wa manyumba ambao hawataki kuweka the right on-site solution for their housing. Normally when they do the Swahili house, wanachimba shimo ya choo. But hawa ambao upcoming investors wanatengeneza magorofa, but they do not put a solution for maji taka. They look at the option ya county ambao wametengeneza ya kudrain maji ya mvua, wana connect choo yao kwa maji ya mvua. So over time, because ile mtaro imewekwa ya maji, it cannot handle waste, maji taka. So ile iko na acid nyingi, inachoma, unakuja unapata ile concrete imeliwa, imecollapse. Ndio unajua kuwa there are household here ambao wameconnect illegally. So we understand that the county sewer network is limited, especially within the island na west. Huku upande wa north na south hakuna. But the law provides that ukitengeneza design, you know kuwa within 100 meters radius hakuna mtaro wa maji taka. Unaweka ile yako ya on-site, whether it's a biodigester, it is a septic tank, soak pit, but people have not been doing that, and as a result tunaelekea kuwa na mji ambao utakuwa unanuka kila mahali. So we have put out a notice to all those investors ambao hawajaweka the correct facility. The notice expires this week. From next week we'll have county inspectors that are going round. Ikiwa umepatikana building yako haina, we will block where connect to the storm water drains, and we will have to hamisha wapangaji wako, because now your house will be condemned, because tukiblock ile choo itarudi kwa manyumba. We cannot allow watu wakae na choo imerudi ndani, because that's also a health concern. So we are asking all residents, just take a concern kujua what is the facility that is provided ile nyumba ambao unakaa. Don't wait ikuja iblokiwe tuanze kusema serikali is taking from us from this one hand.
That's what we usually say.
Wanaturejesha kwa nyingine, and yet wewe umekaa na choo yako inamwagika barabarani, someone else is affected. At first we had this issue within the island, ndio ilikuwa iko common, but apparently now it's taking place in Bamburi, this other side ya north ambayo sasa ndio majengo is coming up. So it's a big issue for the county. It should be a concern for every citizen. Once we start this operation ya block, there are going to be complaints, but we are asking you to support what the government is doing, because we are geared towards ensuring we have a county that is free from diseases, because people did not take responsibility. And this is also for county staff. The governor has spoken about it. Any county staff that colludes with our investors because nani anawa connect here, sometimes it's said kuwa it's someone within the county. So we also looking to uproot such stuff ambayo they are taking our efforts back. But quickly to climate change, like we said, everyone is affected. Even our tourism sector ambao walikuwa unamwambia mtalii ukija mwezi wa 8 hapa you will enjoy sandy beaches, ulale kwa jua, but now you can't sell such a product because hata hujui mvua itanyesha hiyo mwezi wa 8. There are those hotels ambao maji imepanda mpaka hawana ufuo tena, ambao tourists watakuja waende washuke ufuoni watembee because maji imepanda. So the conversation of sustainability of climate change, we're also taking it to the tourism industry. We're calling it ecotourism. So every hotel is modeling their ecotourism differently. Kuna wale ambao wameanza change within the hotel. You'll find hotels ambao they're not using plastics. They have those stickers kuwa use water responsibly, do not do this, because that is their contribution to climate change. There are those hotels ambao wana packages za watalii wakija wanawapeleka kwenda kupanda mikoko ama kupanda miti shule mahali. It's a contribution that we accept. But for the department, as I've mentioned, we have several projects geared towards reducing our climate footprint. We are solarizing county boreholes. Kupunguza, because green energy is encouraged. We are also doing a lot of afforestation, so we support groups ambazo zinatengeneza seedlings, kununua zile seedlings. We have started buying the ornaments ambazo zinatengenezwa kutoka kwa recycled materials. Hizi ndio zile ambazo governor anatumia ku award wageni wake wakija. And we are encouraging more youth groups that are creative, that are doing hizo ornaments recycling, to reach out to the department, because that is the way that we want to go. But any person who's doing nature-based solution is encouraged. Katika sanitation tunafanya kitu ambayo inaitwa constructed wetland. It is a way to clean our wastewater that uses nature. So we are piloting one in Mikindani, ambayo the water itakuwa itasafishwa, and then the end product is used for farming. So what our intention is that in every sector we find a solution for reducing carbon. For housing, we have started the conversation of green building. This has, as a county, we want to change Coast General from the current facility ambayo iko towards hiyo concept ya green building. How is their lighting? How is their water management? What is the kind of energy they are using? But we are also talking to investors kama Buxton Point, wale ambao wanafanya housing estates affordable, looking at the design, still at design stage, and proposing, if you change this one, if you put this rain water harvesting garden, if you put trees here, green space, ongeza rooftop, ili all of us should contribute towards reducing urban heat. You might not have space for mangrove or other trees, but you can ensure kuwa your lighting system is the one that is sustainable. See, it consumes less, na pia it does not maybe emit any carbon. Ukiangalia hata appliances za nyumba siku hizi, you find there are those that ziko na sticker EPRA that says this is approved as kuwa carbon yake ni kidogo, whether it is a fridge, it is a fan, ama it is wale ambao wanatumia air conditioning yoyote. So there are, with technology things are changing, and if you take it as a personal responsibility. Utakuwa you are conscious of what you're buying,
Yes.
and what you are consuming. So everything unaangalia unasema this one nimepunguza my own footprint. Kesho I have reduced from this one, or I have reused something, or you have recycled. It is all about circularity.
Yeah, and thank you for clarifying that, Waziri. This is a very, very important topic and a very important conversation that needed to be had, especially on our listeners. And being a radio station that talks about one of its main pillar being health, we get to understand that this conversation is going to really help us in also trying to put out the message of being healthy and, just holistically health, that some of our decisions that we make when it comes to climate change, water, sanitation, and all that affect big time our health. Yeah. And so, Waziri, we thank you so much for taking us through that, and I'll also just ask you a question, but before I do that, I just want to read this comment from Balozi Franklin Mwatsama saying, mjadala wa kutiliwa mfano zaidi na wapokea kwa njia safi nikiwa Malindi. Asante sana Balozi. I know this is a very good conversation, and just to give Waziri the last chance to talk to everybody, the stakeholders, the partners, the wananchis, what is that one thing that you'll want to tell them, ama you'll wish to tell them as Waziri that maybe we don't know? Na unaona it's very important for these people to know that they need to contribute, ama they need to support the government, the county, in making sure that we have a good society at the end of the day.
I'd want the listeners to know that as a county, we have done the Mombasa Climate Change Action Plan 2023-2050.
Wow. 2050?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, they were telling us the island will sink by 2050. So projecting with that, we said, what can we put in place before 2050 that will now make this island not sink?
Yeah.
So the action plan is on our website. Please visit the website and read it. It has ready to implement actions for every sector.
Okay.
And
if just cut you short, just to let us know the website.
Mombasa County.
Yes, kindly for me to write.
Just check Mombasa County Government, the website. If you go to the downloads, you will find the action plan.
Okay.
So read it, internalize it, pick actions that you can do for yourself as a person or for the profession that you represent and the sector that you're working in. We should be coming to grassroots level, because now that this is a conversation for everyone, the department will have climate change units from ward level, where the monies that will be collected or will be budgeted for climate change will be distributed per ward, and the committee will have a say on what projects to be implemented in their area. Yes.
Yeah.